ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Finish the Story. I am your host, Keegan Ray. Happy Friday. I am joined here by my co-host, producer, and best friend, Mr. Trent Ludzak, behind the boards.
Yay!
How you doing, man?
I'm doing, man.
You doing it?
Fucking drove in this morning.
Yeah. How was the drive? How was it?
Not bad. Shocking. Maybe the least amount of traffic I've run into on the drive between Atlanta and Nashville.
Yeah. It's really not that bad.
Like,
it's not bad.
I didn't even get jammed up coming through Chattanooga.
Oh, see, now I was about to say, that's where I always get fucked.
It's
where
the
I
worst.
always get fucked. Right there in Chattanooga is a tough look.
I don't know what they did, but somehow I made it through quickly.
Yeah. What time did you go? It might be time sensitive.
I mean, I left at, 10:30 Nashville time.
Okay. That's not bad. That is demoralizing. When you look up and you're leaving somewhere in Atlanta and you just know, you're like, fuck,
you're
dude.
like, it says plus 15 minutes now.
Dude,
and then you're just sitting there. You're sitting there and you got in the car and you're driving and you're like, okay, I must be 5 minutes closer.
No.
And you look at it and you're the same the same time away. You're like, oh, fuck.
The worst is when it's like a counter and it's just going up. You're like, oh, fuck,
Yep.
dude. It's just one solid red line. You're like, God damn it.
Upsetting.
Yeah, we worked in Atlanta when I worked with that that contractor, and we worked in Atlanta at those halfway houses, and that was it. Like, we were in the fucking shit in Atlanta, and every day we got done right at traffic and had to sit in traffic. It was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And you're in a work van, which fucking sucks because those are never comfortable. And it's like you can't see shit. So when you're in traffic, you can't get over. It was a nightmare, dude.
When I was doing beer canning, it was a pretty similar situation a lot of the time, which sucked because we would be out there early enough to beat the traffic in the morning, and then we would still be leaving for the rough traffic. But you've had 5 beers because you're working.
Yeah,
So
that's why they pull over work vans. You know?
So now you're driving a box truck with a $500,000 of equipment in the back, and you're just like,
this is a problem.
Can't get pulled over.
Yeah. Dude, I told you one time I rode with this guy and we were delivering furniture. So we're delivering, like, no bullshit, like $300,000 worth of furniture.
Heavy stuff.
In a Penske truck. And they just gave me a 28-foot truck. I have no previous qualifications.
Because 28, I think that's the max size that you can drive with. That was our truck
dude,
too.
I pull up to this house, and the whole time the way there, we're just smoking bowls. Like, this dude's just passing me a bowl
in the Penske.
And I was like, at first I was like, I'm not gonna hit it. That's stupid. But then he's just smoking a bowl, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to get in trouble for it anyway, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I might as well smoke this bowl, because how bad would that suck? Getting in trouble for weed and you didn't even hit it? You're like, dude, I didn't hit the bowl. He was just smoking next to me. They're like, yeah, okay.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Sure, okay. Motherfucking Teresa over here. So I pull up to this thing, and it's at Lake Burton, man. And so it's this really nice property. It's like a really expensive lake house. But as I pull in, like, where I have to go is like there's like ditches on either side of it. And the dude's like, just pull up and back down. And I'm like, what? He's like, dude, I'll guide you. And I'm like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, I am not doing that. And he's like, that's the only way to do it. So lo and behold, I have to fucking back this Penske truck. And the whole time I'm just like, bro, 5 bowls is excessive.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, the guy that's trying to help you is the dude you've been smoking with.
Yeah.
So you're like, he has no idea.
He's
like,
as lost as I am.
He's giving me these motions. You're like, what is that?
Yeah, he doesn't know what the right hand signals are, so he's just...
Yeah. Are you fucking dancing back there, dude? Like,
he's doing the YMCA behind you.
That was a nightmare trip. So not only do we have to back this thing, because if we went off the road, you're taking the whole thing's going to flip.
Yeah.
That whole Penske truck's going downhill.
Big problem.
All that furniture's fucked. So then we get there, and you can't even make this shit up. As we get in, we're like, so where are we going to bring the furniture through? And the guy's like telling us, he's like, we're going to bring it through this room. And all of a sudden, this Japanese dude gets up, and he's like, no. Fuck no. And he starts arguing with the dude, like, they're not bringing it through here.
Wait.
So the Japanese guy was
who's the
flown
Japanese
over
guy?
from Japan, and he was doing, like etching artwork onto this wood in the guy's office. And we had to bring all this furniture in. And he was like, this wood, whatever kind of wood it was, he's like, is soft. He's like, so if they hit it with the furniture, it's going to just wreck this wood.
Whoa.
And so he's been doing this artwork. And the guy's like, there's no other way to bring it in. Like, fuck you. So then we're carrying this fucking furniture in. I'm stoned as shit, and we have some angry Japanese man who's watching our every fucking move. And he's just like...
And you know, the thing about like the wood that's easy to break is that I bet it's not cheap.
Oh, dude. And they were known for doing... Yeah, that's what he was saying. It's super expensive. He had already done all this. Like, he was literally like etching artwork into it. And like doing like sculptures and shit in this guy's office. That's really an awesome lake house.
Pretty sick.
Fucking awesome lake house.
Yeah.
It was so intense, man. Because the place that I worked for, they were notorious for having giant cabinets. Like they would do these like 20-foot tall cabinets for like people that had big high ceilings.
And this guy,
so that's awesome.
The 20-foot
cabinet.
Until
you're fucking trying to get this 20-foot cabinet around a corner, it was fucking insane. Dude.
And you guys didn't? Did you make it through? You didn't mess it up?
We made it through, but he crushed my fucking hand because I had my hand on the outside because I was like, I'd rather my hand get hit. Dude,
yeah. And then you crushed your hand and you were like, I regret that decision.
Yeah, I was like, dude, fuck this guy. this fucking...
Destroy this wood.
Bro, it was crazy because you would think like these really rich people. I mean, we worked for a lady that had a $3 million house in Atlanta. Then she tore it down and was building a $9 million house in place of this house. Like, what?
Good.
And she lived by herself.
Dude.
It was like, what are you doing?
Old people just want to hoard all the wealth.
And you would think this lady would not give a fuck, right? You think she would just let other people handle it? Dude, she was walking around with a clipboard.
That's all that person has.
There's a scratch right, dude. One of the guys walked in that was working on the house, and he had his hammer on his tool belt, and he just drug it down one of the cabinets. This lady lost it, dude. Like I really thought she was gonna like fucking go down right there.
That's all she has.
Yeah.
That whole that house, she's just hoping that a $9 million house will fill a baby-sized void in her life.
Yeah, that family-sized void.
Yeah.
Dude, they spent 2.5 months on a bookcase that would open up to like a hallway that went into her closet. So she didn't have to, like, because it was a long-ass way across the house. Like, we were talking on walkie-talkies. Like, dude, where are you at? You're like, I'm in the bathroom.
I'm in the 8th bathroom on the 2nd floor.
It's like fucking, you're like reading out the blueprints. You're like, fuck, dude. It's crazy. I would hate to have a house that big. Yeah. There's no way.
And because like if you have a house that big, you have to now pay people consistently to like keep it clean.
Yeah.
Unless that's all you're doing all day, every day. And you're just working through wings of the house, you know?
I was about to say there's different wings. So we worked at a house that was an estate. And so on the ride in, the dude I'm working with
if your house is called an estate, you have too much money.
Yeah, he's explaining to me the difference between like an estate and a house. So we pull up, and he's like, yeah, we got to meet with the house manager. I'm like, the what? And he's like, the house manager.
Don't you mean the estate manager, sir? You just throw it right back at him?
So we're talking to the estate manager. And, dude, it's like a literal room of people that are working on the house that day. And it's like 9 people. And so we're sitting there, and they're giving us this rundown of like, okay, you know, you're going in here, you're going to follow me. And so I look at this girl, and I'm like, this girl's like probably 19 years old. She's like this hippie chick. And I was like, hey, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do here? You know, because everybody else is like a tradesman, like an old dude, you know. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I do the plants. I was like, what? She goes, I go around and water the plants and bring new flowers. And I'm just like, dude, this chick probably makes like $90,000 a year. She's just watering the plants and going around and putting fresh flowers in the flower things.
That'd be a pretty cool job.
That sounds like the best job. And this was no bullshit.
Because she's also like, she does the morning meetup like that, and then she drops a tab of acid, I bet, every day.
See,
and then she just goes out and
she brings the weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got her hooked up. Because the lady that was at the head of the house was like 22, smoking hot, and the dude was like some tech old dude. Like he like walked by us, and like I was like, dude. You look around, and you're like, oh, I see what's happening here.
Yeah. He's got
like when we went in there one day.
He's just like glad he doesn't have to worry about anything.
He's like, somebody babysit her. Yeah, somebody watch her. There's too much shit here. Make sure she's not putting her pussy on social media.
Yeah,
nothing that they can use against me. Yeah, we had one guy that we were at his house, and he had like Forbes top 50, and I was reading the company that it was, and then we Googled it, and he sold this company for like $400 million. It was like some app, and we read
Good
it
for
like,
him.
the entire time we were eating lunch. We read about this app, and I was like, I still don't know what it does. It's like all of this is over my head.
Yeah. It's crazy that there's all these like business apps that are just used in the business world.
$400 million.
Nobody else knows what they do.
Then you walk back into his house, you're like, well, it's not that nice.
Yeah.
It's not $400 million.
Well, that's also like there's an equivalent to that in a lot of industries. Like when I was in the brewing industry, like that's the goal for most craft brewers is that they're trying to get big and popular enough to get bought out for $40 million by Anheuser-Busch, you know?
I think that's the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do it because the big guys want all of it. So, so anytime a craft brewery takes up enough of the market, they're like trying to buy it right away.
Just so they don't have to spend that much money.
Well, just so they own it. Just so that they like it's not competition anymore.
yeah. They're like, this
now
beer's too good.
We make the craft beer now.
Now we have to. Funny how that works. Yeah. It's wild, man. It was just wild being around people with that much money. I mean, the dude had a thing in his living room that was like an infinity pool, and they had like glass, and then it would just go up. And so you could literally be in your pool and your wife be right there in the living room. It was crazy. I was like, it was shit that people have money that they're like, if I ever get a house one day.
Like silly shit.
Yeah. I'm going to have a fucking soccer goal in the hallway.
Yeah. What's your like dream? Like you have a dream house. Like what's the silly stuff you're gonna try and do?
I would definitely do I would really want like a movie room.
Yeah,
because like that would be because I love watching a movie, so it'd be cool as fuck to have like a really comfortable place to like lay around and watch a movie.
Yeah, I think slides and escalators.
Oh fuck, a slide would be the shit.
Well, here's the thing: if you're doing a slide, you need another way to get. So I'm thinking slides and escalators.
Or fire pole. Slide and then a pole.
Well, getting up is the issue. I don't think trying to climb a stripper pole. Because also,
it's like American Ninja Warrior.
If it's
like,
in the house,
Mom.
Keegan, if it's in the house, that's not a fire pole. That's a stripper pole.
Yeah, that's a tough look.
You have a 2-story stripper pole.
That's a tough look. First date stripper pole, that's a tough look.
Yeah.
That's like sex swing. One time we went over to this girl that was like my buddy's neighbor, and we were like smoking a bowl, and like she had her sex swing up, and I'm like, I mean, is there nowhere else to smoke in the house?
If she left it up, that means she was trying to get some. I feel like.
I just was like,
if she's inviting,
bro,
if she's inviting dudes over and leaving the sex swing up in the living room,
bro, I think she was.
Also, was it the
busy.
living room?
No, that's what I'm saying. We're in the bedroom. I'm like, why are we sitting in here? But I guess because her roommate didn't fucking smoke, but it was still just like. Damn, you just banging.
But the roommate's cool with the sex swing.
Yeah, a permanent sex swing in your bedroom. That's crazy.
It's like mounted with eye bolts. You're like, oh, you got a stud finder for this thing.
Which now that I'm older, I think a sex swing would probably be awesome. Probably take a lot of pressure off your back.
I feel like the setup, like there's a lot of danger in getting into and out of the swing.
A lot of trust. When you're getting strapped into something that is hanging from the ceiling, that's a lot of trust. At that point, you really trust that person.
Yeah, you really believe in your framer.
And you think that taking your pants off and like getting your leg stuck in the pant leg is embarrassing? Dude,
bro,
no sexy way to climb.
If you're hanging upside down out of a sex swing.
There's no sexy way to get in the sex swing, dude. Oh my God, it looks like wrangling a pig.
I mean, it's...
Never thought about it.
Do you think we can find a video of people getting in and out of sex? Like, I don't want to see.
We can show.
I don't want to see a sex swing being used.
Funny. I've never thought about that.
Yeah,
you just get tangled up on it.
Because here's the thing.
Because God knows there's some alcohol involved.
Oh,
if I'm getting in a sex swing.
If you're getting in a sex swing, that's the funniest way to fuck. I think. Keegan, if you as a man,
I'm in the sex swing and she's just swinging me around,
pegging.
Oh, that's even worse. That would be a mighty deep peg, dude. that might change you as a person, dude.
I think it would.
Yeah, and then you're just like every new person you date, you're like, hey.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. You're gonna have to fucking my fucking asshole.
You're gonna have to put this dragon dildo on and
It's gonna be
Go to
heavy
town.
for your hips.
Yeah. Yeah. You're actually, I picked you because you have what they call childbearing hips, but I'm not interested in it for that
I
reason.
shook your hand and knew you were the one for me.
Yeah. I haven't felt a grip like that since shaking my dad's hand.
Yeah, I knew a guy that would say that he went to go get his prostate exam. He goes, and I shook the doctor's hand, and I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah, you got to find a weak doctor for
You
that.
got to get a frail handshake.
Yeah.
Not a woman either, though, because I would feel so bad for her.
Yeah, well, nails.
That is true.
You need like a guy who looks like he's on the edge of starvation.
Yeah.
Like a tall, lanky guy with really skinny
Slender.
fingers. Yeah.
Some slender fingers. You got to, bro. You can't be wailing on my ass, dude. It's bad enough in there.
Oh,
Dude, doctor's offices freak me out.
I hate them.
I fucking do not like it.
I don't trust
It
them.
creeps me out.
I don't trust those bitches.
I don't like it at all. Especially just because as you get older, you start looking at the doctors like, this fucking dude's my age. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know shit.
Yeah,
You
and
have
it's
an
like
urgent care for a reason, motherfucker.
And I never respected one person who was going to be a doctor at the college that I went to.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
it's
I was
you're-
studying alcohol, and I'm like, I have no respect for people who are in the medical part of this school because they are all maniacs. They're all problems.
Ooh, let me tell you, Tim was going after the teachers and fucking nurses. So I
Good.
saw Tim Dillon
Good.
on Saturday. Yeah, he was letting them have it.
Bro, it's final. It's time somebody put those people in their place.
It was great. He was a fun guy, dude. It was a good time. The Tabernacle. That's our goal for Finish the Story. That is the
Tabernacle?
lofty goal of like.
That
That's
would be
the first
pretty
place
fun.
I saw a concert. So I'd love to go back. It was cool.
That'd be
Christina
fun.
had never been to it. It's a old renovated church. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I also haven't been.
so it's like a renovated church. But what's cool about the Tabernacle is they painted it. So there's like all kind of like little designs and everything. It's just like a little psychedelic church. It's really cool. It's
Nice.
fun to walk around.
Yeah.
Like it's a cool enough venue where somebody hasn't been before. It's fun to walk around.
So how many tickets do we need to sell?
A lot. That's where Dave Chappelle played.
So what, like 40, 50?
Yeah, I think somewhere
40,
around there.
somewhere around there. We'll be able that we'll get in. We'll be like, hey, look at the numbers we're putting up here, guys.
Yeah, look
I
at
don't
this.
think that you can resist this kind of an opportunity at your meager establishment.
I saw Are You Garbage is coming. I wonder where they're going to play. That was immediately
I think
what
they did
thought.
Punchline last time.
Last time Punchline. Yeah, I wondered who was going to get it. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
I wonder if somebody else is going to get it. No, it wasn't Punchline. Last time it was 529. Because
No
Joe Pettis-
way.
Yeah, at the comedy festival. It was at a festival that Joe Pettis put on, and I believe it was at 529.
I saw that they were going to be at Punchline one weekend, like a year or
That
two
might
ago.
have been. They did the comedy festival for Joe, so that might have been when they did it,
okay.
like on their thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, that would have been dope to see him at 529.
Either way, I have a feeling neither of us are going to be in the running for openers.
No way.
I have a feeling
Yeah.
we're not going to be considered.
You're like, but truthfully, we would fucking.
We
murder
would
an Are You
be good
Garbage
on
guy.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
we would kill that podcast.
Yeah,
dude.
we're
Yeah,
in
we
that
are-
vein, I would
oh
argue.
My God. We're so garbage. And we're the respective snow garbage and mud garbage. Which
Yeah.
is, yeah.
We got the whole temperature spectrum of trash in here.
Which is so funny that it really is like Louisiana garbage is different, Florida is different, you know.
But
like
they're
there
not
is-
that different.
Nope.
Like
That's
they
what I
could
mean.
all like 12 hours
It's like
and strong
Mandalorians.
enough alcohol, and they're all friends.
Yeah, a little bit of moonshine, and you get
Yeah.
to see this prince come alive.
Well, but moonshine is too region specific. I think everybody needs the alcohol of their choice. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like moonshine is very specifically mountain garbage.
Yes.
Like, but my people need their high life. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
What is Florida?
Florida, I haven't hung out with enough Florida garbage. I think Patrick would probably know.
Yeah, we got to find out. We got to get somebody to. We got to get eyes on that, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do. I
'Cause
mean,
Florida is a fun place.
I feel like Florida and Louisiana might be similar. So
Louisiana is like just an anomaly.
I've
Trash.
never hung out. I've driven through Louisiana. I never hung out there.
Oh man, it's crazy. New Orleans is a crazy place.
I'd love
It
to
is
set up a
insane.
show.
And 24 hours. So,
Yeah.
like, you can be in a bar. I know I've told you that story about my buddy sitting in
Yeah.
a bar drunk as shit, and they're setting up a buffet. He's like, what's this about? And they're like, breakfast. He's like, what?
He's like,
What
oh,
fucking time is
hell
it?"
yeah, I'm down for
That's
breakfast.
what he said. He said, I'll get some breakfast and get out of here.
That's honestly maybe the best way that a night out could end, possibly.
Do you know how much money you would make if at a bar you had a, like, right before closing, a 2 a.m. buffet of just, like,
Oh,
eggs,
yeah.
bacon,
Dude, when I was
chicken
in El
tendies, dude.
Paso,
Shut up.
when I was in El Paso, the whole thing was that food trucks would show up in the parking lots of the busy bars when they would close, and you'd just walk out and there'd be like 2 different food trucks.
That seems safe to me. That's the
yeah.
responsible thing
And
to do.
packed lines.
Yeah, before you just
So
shove
busy.
somebody in an Uber.
Yeah.
Give them some tacos.
Oh,
bro.
we weren't Ubering. We were driving
Yeah,
back
I
onto
mean,
a military
obviously,
post
I was trying.
through guards. Do you know how many times I don't
Allegedly.
remember driving through the guard? Do you know how many times I've handed a man my ID and just like looked at him wall-eyed and he was like, "Go ahead."
Glad you made it.
So many times.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. Welcome home.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yup.
Yeah, that was like when we would do Laughs and Dress, we would have people that would just get so drunk that I would go out and talk to Chizitos, which is like this Cuban truck that would come, and
Yeah.
that guy would come in and somebody would be sitting at the bar and he'd hand him yuca fries and be like, I didn't order anything. He's like, no,
You need it.
they're on the house.
Yeah.
I'd walk out there and be like, dude, I need some emergency yucas.
Yeah.
Like, somebody's about to yuca on the bar, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, give me something with sustenance. It's crazy. That is when it's not as fun when you're liable for people
Yeah.
and people are getting that fucked up.
I'm
Like,
glad I
holy
don't
shit.
drink like that really anymore.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. I drink probably about the same amount of alcohol, but my tolerance is so much higher,
I just don't.
which is not a good thing. I'm
No,
aware.
I just don't drink as irresponsibly, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, we used to just drink so much where it's like, I don't even want to feel like that.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't want to feel like that.
well, like, back in the day, it would be like, I'd have like 10 plus, what? For a while, it was Captain and Sprite.
Oh.
It's a better drink than you'd expect.
Oh, I know.
But-
I know. The
yeah.
taste wise.
Yeah. But,
the
you know,
sugar.
having like 10 of those motherfuckers, yeah.
Dude. Your hangover is.
But now I'm like, I'll have like 11, 12 Coors Lights, feeling fine in the morning.
Whoa.
And
I
I'm
feel
not,
like
and I'm
shit.
not I'm not close to as hammered as the 10 used to get me.
I feel like shit, dude. I drank some light beer the other night and felt terrible.
Light beer is, I can't do heavy beer like I
It
used
made
to.
my stomach hurt.
Like I
woke
can't
up,
do
felt
craft
sick.
beer.
Yeah.
I can't like,
No, I'm
like I can't drink
retired from craft
6
beer.
Two Hearteds
Yeah,
anymore.
I am retired.
I can
from
have
craft beer.
a Two Hearted and then a bunch of light beer.
It has to be, for me, draft beer has to be somewhere that I know is getting those lines cleaned. You know
No,
what I mean?
craft, I
Yeah.
said.
Oh, I thought you said draft.
No,
I was like,
but
dude,
that
draft,
also,
I'm out. Like,
that
at McCracken's,
also.
I'm out.
No, none
I'm
of it.
out. And I'm with you on the craft beers. It's like they're very limited. I'd rather have like a Pilsner. Like, I just can't do these like quadruple IPAs.
No.
Just they're like
Hazy as
we're gonna
fuck.
kick you in the balls with hops.
Bro, you drink it and it. No, I like to get kicked in the balls with hops. I like that. But I don't like the hazy, like heavy, sweet thing
yeah.
where they're taking away the like main characteristics of hops,
Yeah, it's
which is like the
unfiltered,
bittering and all
looks
that.
like sewer water.
Yeah. And you drink it and you're like, did I just eat a plate of fries? You're like, that was heavy as fuck. Yeah, I hate
Like,
it.
we got a fingernail of a virgin. We got 8 M&Ms.
No, I want like a 7% bitter as fuck. You can
Yeah.
see through it.
Yeah.
It's a clean beer. Like that's my
I
shit.
think we need to get on this idea of having you try beers at Two Birds. I
Let's
think that's
do
gonna
it.
be- Yeah, we're gonna do it with the 2 on 20. I think that's gonna be your contribution to that.
When are we doing it?
I don't know. Whenever I can get a good guest who wants to come on. But yeah, I think that'll be your contribution. So when we do
Sure.
it, we'll get Amber to pick a beer.
Sure.
And yeah, we'll just do a bunch
I'll
of
try it
random
out.
beers. Because the distributors get all kind of crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
They get wild stuff. They're always just dropping off samples. That would be a fun job, I think.
Yeah.
I think if I do anything else in the service industry, that's where I'm at.
A lot of drinking and driving in that job.
Yeah.
Well, because you're
They
going.
should expense an Uber.
Well, because you're No, not with that amount you're driving. Because the reason they're getting drunk is because they're going from bar to bar to bar to bar, sampling with a different person. So sampling, if you're trying to pitch 2-3 beers, say 3 beers.
Oh yeah.
You're drinking you're drinking essentially a beer and a half of craft beer, higher alcohol percentage.
Yeah.
Every
who I
time
think
you
gets
stop.
drunker? I think the wine reps.
Oh, because
They're just like slinging wine. And
Yeah.
You start drinking wine. Something about drinking wine during the day too gets all over you. Like it's all on top.
Wine's
I used to
a
love
interesting
wine
one.
tasting day when we were working. When you get in and you'd have lineup, and then it was like, we're gonna try some wines. You're like, fuck yes.
We
dude.
could make right now a wine day.
Yeah.
I have it.
Well, they would be like doing like tastings, and then we would be snatching the bottles back and pouring it. They'd be like, God damn it, dude.
I just decided I want wine.
So what's your go-to? What's your go-to wine?
I don't know enough about wine, but I try to be experimental.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
so I'll pick like 2 styles. I prefer reds.
Yeah.
But I'll pick like a Cab and a Merlot, and I'll just get one of each, and one of them will be like a $20 bottle, and one of them will be like a $12 bottle. And I'll drink the $20 bottle first, and then I'll drink the $12 bottle second, and then I'll get so drunk that I won't remember which one either was.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's my MO with wine.
I don't know, but I felt fucking fantastic.
But I mean, I like, and I do like, I'm getting better about identifying some specific flavors in it, but like, I'm not pursuing it at a point where I'm ever going to be like a competent wine drinker.
Yeah, that's crazy. When I worked at that place in Savannah, they had a lady that came out. Her name was Emily Wines. She's a master sommelier. So she's one of the only ones, the first woman to ever pass the test, the master sommelier, on the first try.
Whoa.
So then she comes out to teach us for wine for like 2 weeks. And it was like a classroom
Yeah.
setting.
How many master sommeliers are there?
Not a lot, dude. I really don't. I would be interested. And this was also a while ago. So you got to think this was like probably 2015 maybe?
273.
Yeah. So she was in
there's
small company. So
you know what? Actually, I want to check. Do you know what Cicerone is?
Beer sommelier.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many Cicerone?
That is the same thing.
I don't know.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
But what I was going to say is we have, I know a friend that's a master sommelier. Or a sommelier.
So there are 28 Master Cicerones
Really?
as
crazy.
of 2023. Last I checked,
That's crazy.
last I checked in on this was a few years ago. I think there were 15, and I think it was like 11 of them worked for Anheuser-Busch.
Wow.
Well,
that's
that's
wow.
It makes sense because, like, at the end of the day, Anheuser-Busch is doing something with beer more impressive than what any of these craft beers are doing, or what most of them are, which is they're making the same product over and over again at different facilities around the world. That's fucking crazy.
That's wild.
They're making a fermented product that way. So, like, of course they have that because they're doing that with multiple brands.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Technically it's the most impressive brewing there is.
Yeah.
But they're not, artistic about it.
That's crazy. Yeah, so that lady, Emily Wines, came in and, like, taught us about wine. And I thought she was going to be really stuck up and, like, hard to deal with. Nah, dude, she was cool as shit. She was so down to earth. She's like, hey, I don't
She
give
drinks
a
for a
fuck.
living,
But she
Keegan.
was just like, I don't give a fuck if y'all don't know anything. I'm going to start ground zero. Because I was like sitting in that class, I was like, I don't know shit about wine. Like, this lady's going to hate me. And she ended up being really cool. So I learned a little bit. I learned enough to sell it. And once you start selling wine and you get that $100 bump on a check, you're like, I'll sell fucking anything.
That's what, like, level 1 Cicerone is. It's like half of it is about the glassware.
Yeah.
Where you're, like, just learning which glasses the right beers go to. And then level 2, you start getting, like, almost weird trivia shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was helping a buddy study for his level 2 at one point. And this question sticks with me because it's such a wild, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're getting into real beer history shit. The question was, why do most Irish styles of beer have a dry characteristic to them?
I have no idea.
Because the water table in Dublin has a lot of calcium carbonate in it, which makes it more basic.
Oh, okay.
Which makes the beer.
Yeah.
So, like, historically, they were just using more basic water, which leads to dry. But, like, that's the level of level 2.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Master is 4.
Yeah.
So
you're getting into it.
You
You're
get
really diving
weird with
deep. Yeah, that's crazy to think about that, though.
I think that if you're getting at that level of tasting in any regard, it's like professional athletes where at a point, if you don't have these natural characteristics, you're never going to make it to that level of it. Like, I think that to be that good at tasting stuff, you have to have some kind of natural disposition to it, and then you have to go crazy with study on top of that.
Like, never have smoked cigarettes. Not like once.
No, that's not true.
I know, I'm kidding. They're like, oh, you got COVID? Your career's over. Because I still can't smell anything.
That might have fucking crushed some people, actually.
I thought about that. The whole time you were talking about that, I was like, dude, what
I
about
didn't think
somebody
about
that's
that
a
at all.
Cicerone that gets COVID? Because the first thing that went with me was my taste and smell.
Yeah, you're
I
fucked.
bet that fucking crushed some
Wow. Yeah.
Because I still don't have my fucking smell back.
That sucks.
Like, it's got to be bad for me to smell it. That's why if I smell myself now, I'm like, it's problem. Like, it's a fucking problem, dude. We have missed a routine somewhere. Like, we missed a checkup. Gotta fucking rein that in. Because it's
Not
like, I'm
good.
very cognitive about, especially being in a relationship. Like, I do not want to be that boyfriend.
That just walks around
like
stinking
she's like
all
out
the
with
time.
her friends. She's like, dude, his ass
Yeah.
is a nightmare. He's got a dog's ass.
Ugh. Yeah, can't do that.
Hell no, dude. I just imagine like I'm not like a boomer dad just walking around with like streaked up underwear, which it blows my mind that was a thing. That's like, what? People were like, yeah, my underwear is streaked up. Like,
Oh, he's being frugal.
like, no, he's not wiping his ass, dude. He's like, I'm not getting in my ass. That's fucking gay.
Someone get Larry a bidet.
Yeah. It's like, I don't understand people's like refusal to do like wet wipes or like a bidet or be cleaner.
Wet wipes is because no matter what it says on the package, they are not flushable.
Yes.
That's the problem with those.
I get that. I don't have a bidet, but I've used a bidet. It's pretty rad.
I never used one consensually.
Squatty potty changed my life.
Yeah, me too.
Squatty potty
I used
was a
to-
big fucking change for me.
It was a running theme on Trent's Unnamed podcast for a little while that I would shit blood maybe once a month.
What?
Yeah.
That is a fucking problem.
Just
dude.
out of the blue.
That is a big alarm.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I got a squatty potty. Hasn't been a problem since. No, I was just tearing my asshole up.
Just the check engine light is on, and you're like, no fucking way, dude. I will try a squatty potty before I go to the doctor. I could be
And it worked.
internally bleeding.
No, I had done enough Googling that I knew what it was. It's the Army taught me to push too hard, and I didn't drop that habit until
God.
pretty
What do you mean the Army
recently.
taught you?
Let me paint you a picture.
They're teaching you how to shit. They
Lem-
really do own your body.
let me paint you a picture here. Basic training is really where it happens, and then my training was also I was in training for like 30 weeks, so that was a long time of. This is basically what your life is. Mm-hmm. You're in a class, it's very boring, and you have to poop a lot, and it's the only thing keeping you awake. They're like, all right, bathroom break, all 60 of you.
Oh, no.
You have 5 minutes.
What?
And you have to walk 2 minutes to the bathroom and 2 minutes back.
So it's like timed chess? You just running in there like...
Dude, you just have to sprint in there and drop that thing. Dude, rocket that thing out of
God,
you
dude, you're
and
just
run back.
sitting on a hot seat.
Because if you get back, you're fucked. If you get back late, it's a big problem.
Oh, so you're like third guy in. It's just a hot seat.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's not good.
That's you could still feel the steam coming
So
off
for
his dump.
about 30 weeks, most of my shits were rushed. almost every shit I had for like 30
that
weeks.
That is traumatizing.
Yeah.
Dude. That's your time.
So I got used to. I'm like I think for a decade.
You got to break. That
I never took a shit that lasted longer than 3 to 5 minutes.
Damn, you're like a pit crew
the whole time.
It's like a NASCAR pit crew. Just running in.
And I'm talking like I go in, close the doors, I do my thing, I finish, I wipe, and I wash my hands, and I'm out in under 5 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
No way. I'm on my phone.
Yeah. I've figured out
chilling.
Keegan, I figured out that's why I was bleeding out of my asshole every once in a while. Because I was literally forcing it out to the point that I was tearing my asshole open.
Oh
so no, the squatty potty fixed it.
Jesus. Thank God for the squatty potty, man.
Yeah.
If I was bleeding out of my ass, I would fucking panic.
No, I
would fucking freak. Dude.
The first time it happened, and I was like, if it happens next time I go,
I love that.
I'm going to the hospital.
Again.
And then it doesn't happen, but then it does happen like a month and a half later. I'm like, all right, reset the chessboard. Let's play again.
Starting
if it happens tomorrow.
Now,
yeah.
If it happens again, I'll go check it out.
And I just did that for like 6 months to a year or so.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
I do that too.
It makes sense.
I like to break it down. Is this an inside pain or an outside pain?
The thing is, it didn't hurt. That was the weirdest thing.
See, that's what I mean.
I would have a normal poop, and then I would wipe, and I'd like look, and it would just be red. I'd be like, oh
God. A little red, but red, that's so alarming.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, my God, dude.
I mean, it's not like it soaked the whole paper, but, like, there's a big, just red blotch, basically. Oh. And then I wipe a couple times, and there's no more red. I wipe till there's no more red, and then
oh, my God,
wrap it up and hope that it doesn't happen tomorrow.
Jesus Christ, that's not good. See, I assess things in, like, this standard. Is it an inside pain or an outside pain?
Yeah.
Like, oh, my fucking hand hurts? That's an outside pain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's very
inside
manageable.
Pains are scary.
Inside pain's like back. Outside pain. Inside pain is like, is that my kidney? Or where you have to Google where your liver is to figure out if that's the pain. That's a scary pain.
Yeah.
When the kidneys come up, you're like, yikes, dude.
Have you had your appendix removed?
Mm-mm. Terrified of it.
Haunts me.
Yeah, terrified of it.
Every time I get an inside pain anywhere around here, I'm like, oh no, this is it.
My cousin's ruptured, and he said it's fucking bad.
Yeah. Well, I heard it's bad just leading up to the rupture.
Well, yeah,
that's
what
how
I'm saying. He got to and he kept doing the thing. If it keeps hurting, I'm going to go. And they're like, dude, you almost died.
Yeah.
Dude, I know a girl's dad who was having a heart attack, and he was just like, kept being like, if it keeps hurting later on tonight, I'll go. So then he finally went to the hospital. They're like, dude, you've been having a heart attack for like 5 hours. And he just kept being like, if it keeps hurting in the morning, I guess I'll go. Dude, you're literally having a heart attack right now.
I'd be saying, I haven't been, I've been fighting a heart attack. I've been in a battle with a heart attack for 5 hours.
Down, like a bull.
I'm going to defeat it.
I'm riding it like a bull. They're like, no, sir, you're currently dying. That's crazy. That is the thing, though. I hate going to the doctor.
Yeah.
I think my big phobia is that when I go to the doctor, I'm going to get sicker with something there. Like I'm going to catch something there, like 12 Monkeys style.
I'm worried because it's been so long that like I'm going to go to the doctor and they're going to be like, oh, cancer, you're almost dead. Like that's my number one fear.
I mean, yeah,
so
but I would live very differently.
Nah.
I would.
Why? Dude, ride till the wheels fall off.
I just think I would do some crazier shit.
Oh, yeah. If you like knew, if you're like, I have 6 months.
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
might do heroin. I mean,
might.
Try it
That's
out.
a very
it's gotta
generous.
Be awesome. These
I'm
guys
sure
are
it
hanging
is.
out on K&A.
And worst case, it's only 6 months
People
of desperation.
Don't desert their family for things that suck.
Yeah,
you know?
that's
like,
true.
Like they're throwing it all away. It's gotta rule.
Yeah, I think heroin would be like one of the end of the line tries. You know.
Definitely like a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Did you know that Aldous Huxley got injected with LSD on his deathbed?
What? I think I've heard this. Maybe from you or Patrick. I can't remember.
At the very end, he got his wife to inject him with liquid LSD.
Did we
into
call
his
and
veins.
name an episode after this story?
Not us. Definitely not us.
Oh.
But yeah, that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
That's a wild way
Bad
to go
way to
out.
go.
That's
No,
crazy.
I remember this because it was on
I
the
don't think it was one we put out.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was one that we talked about.
Because I said, what if you smoked DMT to double up the thing when the lights go out?
No, but you know what? Okay, so we have talked about this. But have you seen that movie where they die in like Tokyo and they like die on LSD or something? And they're like going into this different dimension. I remember this movie, but it's like it's like a really psychedelic movie in Tokyo, and I just remember it. But I was trying to think of it the other day, and I was like,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
we have to Google it. It's like a psychedelic movie in Tokyo. I don't fucking know.
I'm just going to put those words in.
Yeah, put those in. There's this movie where they're like doing drugs in Tokyo, and they like die, and it's like them going through this. Yeah, how do you spell psychedelic? I always, every time I go to spell it, I'm like, why would they make this word so hard to spell?
Enter
There
the
we
Void.
go.
I've heard of this. I started it and got bored.
Yeah, he gets killed in a drug deal.
Good.
I just remember seeing it on. I've never watched it.
Yeah.
It was just on while I was at somebody's house, and it's like
Yeah.
one of those things where you're like smoking and everybody's
That's a weird
talking.
one.
Yeah, and you're just trying to watch the movie. You're like, what the fuck is going on in this movie?
Yeah. I always think about A Scanner Darkly, which
Okay.
did I tell you about that one? How that there's like a guy who decides he's gonna kill himself. He makes his note and he does his whole like melodramatic thing, and he's
his
like
little emo.
taking a bunch of pills, laying down with
What a
wine,
bitch
with
move,
with
dude,
wine,
with wine.
like laying down in bed
With
and like
wine.
staging himself. So he does this, and you're seeing this through his perspective, and he lays there and like he's like a while later, like you don't know how long he hasn't been looking at the clock. He's like, oh, I haven't died, but I am tripping balls. I'm pretty sure I got psychedelics instead of, like, I'm pretty sure I just massively overdosed psychedelics instead of, like opiates or
Been
whatever.
there.
And then basically like a biblical depiction of an angel shows up next to his
some
bed
Ezekiel shit,
and
yeah.
just starts reading and he's just locked into his, and that's when you're like, oh, that's just his hell.
Yeah.
He thinks he didn't die and he's just in his shitty room
Oh.
that he killed himself in, and an angel is reading every sin he's ever committed for eternity.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
particular
that's a
kind
pretty
of hell.
crazy. Well, that's I thought it was an interesting depiction of of like just doing drugs to die, where it's like that wouldn't surprise me.
That doesn't seem
It
like
just
a good idea.
you just fade.
Yeah,
you just
you're
like
going into like Bartow and into like the cosmic reset, and you're fucking zandied out. Like that can't be good, dude. You're like going into Bartow and they're like trying to fucking extract the wisdom from your life, and you're just like, what, dude? Floating around. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I've always thought that would happen.
it sounds yeah.
I'm like, that would never be a good idea.
Yup.
And it's like, that's too long to think about it too. You know, like that's way too long to be like, whoops.
From what I hear, jumping is too long to think about.
Jesus, I don't want to die. I don't want to go into the other life terrified.
No.
That's another thing. Like I don't. That's why I think getting eaten by an alligator would be the worst. Because
The worst.
You come into Bartow just like,
Yeah. Shotgun.
yeah, maybe
That's the buckshot. You can't miss.
miss.
You cannot miss.
Yeah, true.
And it's like a light switch.
Yeah.
It's like a very specific, like curled shaped light switch.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp.
It's not.
No.
They're not paying us.
I'm kidding. We're shooting a commercial.
They should. Maybe we wouldn't be having these conversations if
yeah,
BetterHelp would pay
yeah.
us.
We'd be in a better fucking place. BetterHelp. Like I wouldn't be fighting away intrusive thoughts like fucking shoplifters. Like, hey!
Yeah. Where do you get the most intrusive thoughts? Mine are definitely on the road.
Yeah.
Like I'm real bad about like the oncoming traffic one, where you're just like, what if?
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, I've never done it, obviously.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I smoke too much to really have them, but yeah.
Yeah.
That or like I just have thoughts of like Just like when I'm fucking waiting tables of just like throwing a pitcher of water in somebody's face. Just like, hey, shut up.
You're just like, I could drop this
Yeah.
steak knife on your
Constantly-
foot.
Yeah, when I walk by people that are holding a stack of plates, like people
Just
I work
flip
with,
it.
just that's my
That-
intrusive thought. Just walk
That's
by.
funny though.
Yeah,
that's
just,
that's a good joke.
yeah. I think about that. That's a tough one. Waiting tables really, you just people are fucking rude, dude.
Yeah, I bet that is tough.
It is. It really, because people are just, and there are just miserable people that just go out and just want to be miserable fucking people, and they want you to be miserable.
Yep.
But see, when I was younger, I was all about like, fuck these people. I would go back in the back. I'd be like, fucking table 22 is the worst. Now, I do not give them the satisfaction of even thinking about them. I will stare you dead in the face and go, I am so sorry about that. That's terrible.
Just lie.
Oh, dude. I'll have that right out. I was training a girl the other night. She's in high school. And the lady goes, you said you were going to bring more rolls. And I went, I am so sorry about that. But I was waiting on them. They're in the oven. And as soon as they're ready, I'm going to bring them right out to the table. That girl goes, we don't have rolls in the oven. I was like, rule number 1, lie. like these people, like what? They don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
Like, what are you going to be honest with her? I'm a little high off these edibles and totally forgot you said that. Honestly, I forgot you were at my table entirely. Like, no.
Yeah, I was actually only asked because I was trying to help out my coworker who I thought was serving you.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. The only reason I'm over here is I just thought.
Yeah.
I blanked.
Yeah. I thought Jeff wasn't hadn't stopped by in a while. I was going to help him out.
Yeah, I've been waiting tables for a long, long time. And no matter how long you've been waiting tables, that first table when you're stoned to the bone and you got to put on that mask and you got to walk up there like a fucking
It takes a
weird
sec.
clown. Yeah. And you have to remember that they don't know how you feel. So
Yeah.
when you walk up there, you'll just walk up like fucking stepping off the space station. Just hi.
Yeah, you just got to say the right thing.
I go totally into it. I'm just like, hey, how y'all doing? My name is Keegan. I'll be taking care of you tonight. Can I start you off with something to drink? Coke Zero.
Damn,
Perfect.
you really turned that on.
Yeah. Coca-Cola. You're going to give it to a baby? Perfect.
Good.
Idiot. You know what is crazy to me? That people drink sweet tea as much as they do. Like, people will drink 9 sweet teas. You're like, dude, I put a half a pitcher of sugar in that thing. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like the amount, and then they'll do sugar or sweet tea and lemonade. Like you're just asking for it. You're asking for that foot to be gone, dude.
I've been very fortunate where I realized in my early 20s that I don't actually like sweet drinks that much.
No, I'm good on them.
I
I'll do a
came
black
around,
coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, I like bitter more than
But
sweet.
it's like, dude, drinking sweet tea like that, recklessly like that, is like having a car and just knowingly not making payments. It's like eventually somebody's coming to take that foot. You
It's
know,
like-
like somebody's coming. That's not your foot. Like diabetes is taking that shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy to consume and then to give it to a baby. Like to give like a toddler like 3 Coca-Colas.
So bad.
You're just like, dude,
Bro.
I feel bad doing this.
You yell at the kid all the time because you're jacking him up with sugar all day.
Yeah. Then they're like, I don't know what's wrong with this wild man. Dude,
Yeah.
that kid is literally
Maybe we should
doing
give him some
methamphetamine.
meth so we can get him
Yeah.
in school.
Skittles have that like red dye that just is like causes hyperactivity. And then you're just like, hey, sit still.
I dare
Yeah.
you.
Sit still. We're going to your mother's house. You can see it. My nephew will eat sugar, and it's like a drug.
Yeah.
He's a
Oh,
different
yeah.
fucking thing.
I saw with
He's
my
a
niece
different
last time
thing
I was around.
entirely.
She was, like,
It's a gremlin. Like,
Bro,
don't
she
feed
had
it
a-
after 12.
she had
Don't
a-
give it sugar.
she had a half a cookie. And it was like, what the fuck happened to you?
That's all it takes.
She
dude.
just became a monster.
Yeah, it's a gremlin for
Yeah.
sure. That was a cute story about toddlers. Like,
Yeah.
They multiply. They're gremlins. Yeah.
Bro, you got to do battle with a toddler after you
And
give him
it's
sugar.
like the things that toddlers are consuming nowadays are just horrific. Like you're
Yeah.
giving a kid, what is that thing in the mall that has the fucking, you know what I'm talking about. It's
You've
not
given me so little to go on.
the food in the mall that's like the sweet Cinnabon.
Oh, Cinnabons.
I mean
yeah.
that you're giving
Those
that
are-
to a developing child.
My parents would get me some of those every once in a while.
I
And
know,
buddy. Ooh, they're good though.
Bro, they're too good. They're,
yeah.
they're nothing should be that good. It's like eating a Dorito. You're like, no, that's unnatural. We've strayed.
I was watching.
We've strayed.
Dude, I was watching football.
Uh-huh.
And a commercial came on for, what was the place that the commercial was? It was like Taco John's or something. You know, some fast food. Yeah. And they came out, they have churros.
Taco John's, hold up.
No, it was, I don't remember. It was some fast food place.
Del Taco?
Maybe Del Taco.
Yeah, it's got to be.
They're now serving Auntie Anne pretzel sticks. It's like it was Subway. They were selling a 1-foot-long pretzel. Bro.
Just for fatties to just deep throat it. Just glah, glah.
Bro, Subway's bread is provably cake. What do you think their pretzels are?
Oh my God. Just recycled plastic.
I bet it's good though.
Just a plastic fucking. Obviously, it's good.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm going to have 3 of them later.
Now, the question is, does it come with that yellow cheese?
It better.
Or does it come with mustard? Probably mustard.
Nah, I can't. Mustard's fine on a pretzel. Cheese is what you need.
You want the the cheese. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
We do beer cheese.
Beer cheese is the best.
Yeah.
It's
for sure.
I mean,
it's better than that yellow cheese.
You know what I figured out is beer cheese. If you get a corn dog or like a hot dog, fucking dunk that whole bitch in a beer cheese. Now you're eating.
Now you're cooking for later. You're cooking for later, dude. Get the squatty potty. I'm cooking now.
Yeah, my diet, the amount of cheese I eat probably doesn't help either.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking, dude. But that's some Minnesota shit. So is everybody just in Minnesota just like probably, not able to shit?
Yeah.
I mean, because cheese curds, that'll get you, dude.
It's the good stuff. Well, there's so much grease on those that it really balances it out, you know? Yeah. Well, that's also like pickles are big there. You just got to loosen it up a little bit, right? Have 3-4 pickles, you're fine.
Yeah. 3-4 pickles. That's, yeah. So, yeah, man, you did some traveling. You went up to Nashville. That's cool.
Yep. Hung out with my buddy.
Yeah, beautiful. The land.
I mean, I drove through Nashville at night and then this morning. So
yeah. How was the land up there? Because our buddy lives outside of Nashville, like 30 minutes, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, he's like 30 minutes out, and it's pretty nice.
Fucking.
But he got it cheap, and you can tell because a lot of the neighbors have a lot of trash around.
Nice. Yeah, that's a big problem. Like out in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Real white trash.
Yeah, that is a big problem.
Like
why do y'all have 7 mattresses?
The kind where I feel bad calling myself white trash because I'm like, oh, I'm not like these people.
Yeah, I don't want to get roped in with these. No. I'm Dollarita at fucking Applebee's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not even that trash. I've never done that before.
These people are 7 mattresses in the backyard trash.
Yeah. I've never had one Dollarita, and I won't.
It's like I'm drawing a line in the sand.
As soon as I saw him,
I've dated some demons.
As soon as I saw him mix it in a bucket, I was like, I'm good.
It's in that fucking 10-gallon. Yeah, I've dated a demon.
Bro, it's in a fucking
Dollarita.
It's in a Home Depot bucket. You're like, you went to Home Depot.
Got like concrete dust in it.
You bought a $3 bucket that was used for construction supplies. And you probably didn't rinse.
I got a Quick Cosmo.
If you're lucky, they rinsed it with like water once. Like they just like put it in the sink,
hit
it once, emptied it, and then just start mixing.
That's great.
The tequila will kill everything.
Yeah.
You've seen the videos, right?
What?
Of
Dollarita?
them making Dollaritas?
Yeah, it's horrendous.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it's $1. That's how they can justify anything they're doing back there. It's $1. Fuck them.
And here's the thing. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to partake.
We used to go to this place down the street, and I was just fucking kidding. That was the trashiest thing I could think of at the time. We used to go to this place down the street, and it was the only place up. It was Applebee's, but it was like Club Applebee's. You would go in there, and it was like everybody was drinking, throwing down, and it was like loud ass music, and people were like dancing, and
It was a
just
good
like,
Applebee's.
yeah, but we would go in to get like food to go. But I was always just like, dude, I have never seen an Applebee's this wild. Like every
Poppin'.
time you went there, it was slammed. Just fucking slam packed.
Where was this?
It was over in Smyrna.
In Smyrna. I figured that would be like in the country where that's like the
No,
nicest
no,
they
no,
got.
no. It was the other way. It was all black. DJ, people drinks.
DJ?
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know if it was a DJ or they were playing the jukebox, but that shit was loud as fuck and always
Cranking.
playing great music. Somebody probably hit it with a credit card, went up there and just said, "That's a baller move."
Bro.
When you hit the party with good music off the jukebox where you're picking, that's like you're doing like a blessing the bar. You're like,
Yeah.
"You're welcome, guys."
I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah, you
I'm
could
going to
go
put
the other
on
way.
weird stuff.
Exactly. You go the other way. You either have the guy that's going to bless the bar and contribute to the vibe,
Not me.
or you have the guy that's like, everybody needs to hear this one fucking band. Or the one time we were,
Hope you guys like Primus.
yeah, one time we were at McCracken's and we're sitting at the bar and it was like Zombie and like all this like really sad music. Where you're like, who is picking the music? They need to talk to somebody.
And there's just like a goth chick at the bar. You're like, oh.
Evanescence and Stained. You're like, dude, somebody is reaching out. Heard loud and clear, my friend. Where are you at, Marco? Marco.
Have you seen the meme? It's like that Creed song. Fuck. Creed has become like a meme these days, which I love. I think it's hilarious. Just fucking sad alcoholics.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like Stained.
Yeah. All that stuff, like the rock
It's been a
stations when
while.
we were growing up, all that shit is garbage.
What? I don't know. No, let's not get crazy.
The rock stations used to be like
Stone Temple Pilots rule, Counting Crows, Hootie and the
Counting
Blowfish. I'll put
Crows.
on some Hootie and the Blowfish right now. Knock your fucking hair back, dude.
Nope. I don't believe you.
You and me, we come from different worlds. Yeah, dude. That's Hootie
That
rules.
also that was more like I think alternative station.
That was.
thing.
I guess
Like
I'm thinking
the-
about like 99X. You're right.
Yeah, the rock stations were like all of the stuff that they were playing when we were in high school is like shit that we're all collectively
Okay, yeah,
embarrassed
I was
of
going
listening
90s
to.
alternative. My bad. I was
Yeah,
stoned.
like
You're
like
right.
late Metallica.
Yeah.
You know, like
I know what you're talking about.
what was that band? Oh, I'm trying to remember what was that band. I mean, there were a lot of them.
Yeah,
Papa Roach,
I get where you're going with this.
That stuff.
Yeah.
bad stuff.
Incubus ruled though.
Incubus never got into.
Oh no,
it.
no, no. Who was I thinking? Who's the guy that died and played with Jay-Z? The guy that died, Chester, whatever his name
Oh,
is.
the Linkin Park.
Yeah, Linkin Park ruled. That was probably the best out of that era.
Maybe
Probably.
some of it. Yes.
Yeah, I
some of
think-
it was okay.
Yeah, yeah. When you go back and listen to it, it holds up. And then you go back to listen to other stuff, you're like, dude, I was not a fucking Slipknot fan. I was not like a... Korn had that really cool video. I did love that video, and I did like Limp Bizkit.
I was into a little bit of Korn. Never got into Limp Bizkit.
I was, dude.
My parents protected me from Limp Bizkit, and
Thank
I
God.
appreciate them.
Thank God there wasn't times of like cameras because I did like Limp Bizkit, and there'd be videos of me just like I want to break stuff, just like with my little Fred Durst hat on. I was a big backwards hat kid.
Oh man.
Big backwards hat kid. Loved it. Always repping a Falcons
And
hat.
that guy is not doing good these days.
Fuck no, none of them.
I showed you.
They all aged like Bam Margera.
I've showed you the Fanatic before.
What is the fanatic?
It's that movie that Fred Durst. I think he might have wrote, but he directed it with Travolta.
What?
Yeah, like 2019.
What is it about?
So it is 2019, The Fanatic. So it is it's director Fred Durst, writer Fred Durst. Yeah.
And it stars John Travolta.
So it is John Travolta playing what I would argue is an offensively autistic person.
That's a good start.
and he's a super fan of an actor, right? That's
Yeah.
done like some old sci-fi
Yeah.
stuff, but he's kind of moving up more mainstream.
So he's doing
So he's-
autistic face.
Super. Look at him.
Oh, dude,
Super
he's
autistic.
doing real autistic face, dude. He's stealing. The book bag. He's stealing autistic valor, dude. They could have got a real autistic fucker. They could have got a real autist.
His character name is Moose.
Dude.
So,
did we show
So
him?
ba-
Show this
Yeah.
on the screen.
Yeah.
They got to see what we're talking about.
so
Just
ba-
a real quick. Oh,
So-
they have trophies. That's not a good look.
so basically, this guy is trying to get this guy's attention, this
Okay,
actor's
yeah.
attention, and he's like
Pick
starts
up
showing
some
up
of
at his house,
Oh, so he's like creeping
and he
on
starts like doing weird stuff. But
Yeah.
it's like, it's not a good movie.
him. No.
But like you watch it and you're like, I don't.
From the creative mind of Fred
Fred
Durst. Here's a fucking hurtful stereotype.
There are two great scenes in this film. Two great scenes. One of them is when the actor comes home and this guy's in the house and he's just been snooping around and he gets stuck in there. Actor falls asleep on his living room recliner, and fucking Travolta comes downstairs and starts doing the not waking up a sleeping guy but trying to get as close as possible.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most
You're like, no, John Travolta.
it's one of the most tense scenes I think I've ever watched, where you're like
Don't wake daddy. Yeah.
he at one point he takes his phone and he goes to do a selfie and he drops it on the guy's chest, and you're like, oh my God. It's a great scene in a horrible movie.
Yeah. So you're saying Fred Durst built a suspenseful 20 minutes or a minute and a half of the movie.
Correct.
Nice.
Exactly 1 minute and a half of the
can't
movie
be
probably is good.
all terrible, dude.
The other
I
part
mean-
that is good for different reasons.
I mean, what do you mean? Tits?
No.
Oh.
The actor is in the car with his son, and a Limp Bizkit song comes on.
Which
and,
one?
I can't remember. But he turns it up and
Yeah.
asks his son, "Do you like this? This is what we used to listen to, jam back in the day."
Dude.
Yeah, and it's
Fred
one of
Durst. Oh, that's so bad.
it's pretty rough.
Fred Durst strikes me as somebody that would be at a bar playing Limp Bizkit.
Oh
and,
my God.
Looking around and being like, dude,
I just saw
doesn't this
something.
rule? Doesn't this band rule?
I just saw something about this movie.
What? No, it did not win two awards. Yes, it did.
It sure did. Worst picture, okay, and worst actor. That makes a lot more sense.
Nice. No, one worst actor with John Travolta. They
Yeah,
were like,
John Travolta-
Hey, you don't get to do autistic face, dude.
Yeah.
The haircut was a little.
International Film Critics Society 2019 worst film. Yeah, that sounds right.
Maybe that's what we should watch.
Okay.
Just the winner of the worst film.
Just watch all the worst
you know
movies
that
of the
hurt
year.
his feelings.
I mean,
That had to have hurt.
I'm not kidding. I was not using hyperbole of any kind when I said it is John Travolta playing an offensively autistic person.
Yeah.
It's like what a boomer thinks an autistic person is, and
Yeah.
he just threw all of that together. Like, it has every tick an autistic person might have all in one person. You're like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah, he just keeps being like, I love trains. You're like, dude.
There might be a train scene. I can't remember. There might be a
course there
scene
is.
where he has these.
Of course there's a train scene, dude.
He's also friends with a young paparazzi girl.
Oh, that's
And for no reason.
problematic.
They don't explain why or how they're how this young cute chick is just friends with this elderly autistic guy.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like
It's a bad movie.
Yeah, it's like American Beauty, and now knowing what you know about Kevin Spacey,
Yeah.
you're like, this was very telling.
At one point in this movie, somebody dies and it is not addressed until the very end of the movie. They just they expect you're just like, what about that dead person in the backyard?
I hate that. I fucking hate a plot hole in a movie.
Yeah.
It's like Fight Club is great until the end. I can't watch Fight
Yeah.
Club because the end sucks so bad.
I mean, they bring it back, but they bring it back around
yeah.
in movie time 3 days after it happened,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, nobody acknowledged that the whole
Yeah.
time
Dude.
until the news at the end.
Yeah. What year was this movie?
2019.
Yeah. There hasn't been good movies in a long time. Like, movies have sucked
There's
recently.
good movies still coming out. Not all of them.
Yeah, not a majority of them. Like I'll go and like I tried to watch like the featured on like Prime, and I'm like, I don't know fucking any of these movies.
Most of them were never good anyway. Remember? Like
I don't
people
know.
are like, oh, there used to be, but it's like, yeah. In hindsight, there's a lot of good movies because we've been making them for a while.
You're right. Some of them,
but at the end of the day,
yeah.
Previously, like when we were growing up, the thing was there were like 5 to 10 movies that would be out in the theater and they would be playing all day. We don't talk about the vast majority of the movies that were in those theaters.
Even stuff that I thought was good, you go back and watch, and you're like, this was not as good as I thought.
Yep.
Christina was watching Harry Potter the other day, and I sat down and I was like watching it, and I was like, dude, this movie sucks. Like, this movie is not as good as every. I was just watching it though, like, God damn, this movie. You know what she won't watch around me? She won't even watch Doctor Who. Because she's like, you fucking make fun of everything, and I love Doctor Who, and you're going to hate it. And I'm like,
yeah. I was big in that in high school.
Really? She loves it. But she won't even put it on around me. Because she knows I'm going to fucking rip it up.
I liked it for a while, but it kind of got... It has good, like, long game stuff. And there's a few, like, villains that are pretty cool concepts.
I've never seen it. I've never seen one episode.
Yeah. Like, there's every once in a while, there's an episode with these weird angel things that are terrifying, mostly in premise. Like, nothing looks that scary. It's more of like, that's a scary idea for a villain.
Yeah. That's almost the scariest thing is when you're like,
yeah. These are
like that as a concept.
So in the Doctor Who universe, the Whoniverse.
In the Doctor Who universe, otherwise known as Whoville.
So there's these like a statue of an angel crying with like its face covered up are basically monsters that will come and murder you.
Nice.
Except they can't move while you're looking at them.
So they're like the ghost on Mario.
Yeah. But they move very fast
Just
when
like
you're
the
looking.
ghost
Yeah,
on
and it's
Mario.
like
that's scary. That's why
it's
it's
a
the
scary
haunted house.
concept.
Yeah, that's
it's a terrifying concept.
Yeah, it was terrifying in the Mario. When you're
also,
in the haunted
there
house,
were
like,
aliens running the world that if you see them and then you look away, it wipes your mind.
Oh,
so, like, if you're walking somewhere and you come around a corner and there's an alien, you'll freak out and start running. And as soon as you come back around the corner, you'll be like, why am I going this way? And you'll just turn back around.
Yeah, they Men in Blacked you.
Yeah.
Like,
so that... Those
I just got blacked. I mean, no.
That's a different website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got black. No, I mean Men in Black. They're like, no, you said it, dude.
We came full circle to you using a sex swing again.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Doctor,
I've never seen it. She won't watch it around me. She will not watch it around me.
What you should try it and see if you like
that's
it.
what I said.
Separately. No, separately. Don't tell her. And then just like one day, just be like,
because
like drop a reference. Like,
I can't stop my face because she
yeah.
knows what I'm going to say, because it's like when we watch that new True Detective, it'll be like the lady's like, why? Because they're just white men. And she's like, I know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't say anything. She's like, I know.
Yeah. So you don't, if you watch it and you hate it, you don't have to ever tell her. If you watch it and you like it, then you can just like drop a little reference and she'll be like,
that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Drop something while I ask her to marry me.
Yeah. Drop something like real deep, like deep cut shit.
I'd give her a deep cut Doctor Who in my vows.
Like get to like season 58 and then be
like, oh my God. She passes out.
That would be funny. Yeah.
Hit her with the talk and never tell her that I've watched Doctor Who. And just know it.
Just pretend like it's a thing that you just said. Like you just happened to say that thing at that time. I feel like for
gaslighter.
I don't
hard gaslighting. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't remember.
You're acting
really
crazy like
hardly.
your mother.
Jesus, I don't remember hardly
Dude,
any Doctor Who, but I feel like if she's a fan and if you just dropped like a random thing one time, and never addressed it and pretended like you just had, like that would be a Doctor Who, like what the fuck?
That'd be a Doctor Who psyop.
Yeah,
you're like, welcome to Whoville, bitch.
I think we should start calling it Whoville.
Whoville for sure. The Doctor Who universe, the multiverse is Whoville. Yeah. In the multiverse, he's in Whoville, and he's trying to fight the Grinch. He's like, what the fuck? Yeah, dude, there's nothing that I could say to her that would have her swing on me faster than saying, "You're acting crazy like your mother."
Yeah.
Dude, would be an immediate right hook.
Bro, you could say that to any lady at a bar,
anybody.
and it would be a big
It's
problem.
on. It's on. And she's little, she's short, but bro, I'm
But
pretty sure she would be punching up, which everybody would be on her side.
but I feel like it's not fair because if a lady walked up to me or you at a bar and said,
Yeah. I would be like,
really
that's-
drinking like your father, we'd be
I would
like,
be like,
hell yeah, brother.
Damn. Yeah, I'd be like, whoa, dude, who invited Tony Hinchcliffe? Holy shit.
Getting sick as fucking
Yeah,
here.
you're like, damn, roast master. That would be awesome. Really drinking like your dad. You're like, woof. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, that's going to hit somebody hard.
Yeah.
Especially at a
Or like
dive
maybe
bar.
you should take a tip from your father and leave.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It depends on the time. 2 in the afternoon in an Irish pub, that's going to...
Drinking like your father, that's a tough
That's
one.
a tough one, dude. That you might get a drink thrown right in your face.
See,
You're like, I'm on probation, but...
But now that I'm thinking about it, if you did that to me, my dad, my response would have to be something along the lines of, my father doesn't drink nearly as much as I do.
Yeah, that's a good one. But I feel like that's the response you have like a day later in the shower, and you're like, fuck.
I don't think that would be a problem for me because that's just the truth for me.
Yeah, my dad didn't drink.
Really? So
Yeah.
you do too?
Yeah.
See?
I hate that. I hate that when
Bulletproof.
I have an interaction with somebody, and then like 2 days later, you think about what you should have said. You're like, God, that would have fried him. Where we at?
Hour 10.
Nice. We did hour 10, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all leave a comment if you like the new fucking intro. Coming up, we got the Patreon. We got the live show is going to be on the Patreon. So all that should be live within the month.
Plus
So-
some other special episodes.
Plus some special episodes. We got some episodes of some stories that you haven't heard before. So y'all stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in. Later.